high level, like the real sort of plausible choices, I think, among the ones we're looking at were manually sharding, TiDB, and technically Vitesse. And I mentioned these three as the real options because the vertically scaled options we didn't really look carefully at. So like, for example, Aurora, we didn't want to do another migration in another year because it's still a vertically scaled database. So considering these three options, I think manual sharding was sort of the blessed path at Square, but we eventually decided to diverge from that, both because our GM warned us that this slowed teams down a lot, and because it just seemed terrible to redo what every other product team at Square had already done once. The other reason was because, as I mentioned in the talk, I looked at the architecture for Vitesse and looked at the architecture for TiDB and decided that the TiDB architecture of sort of layering a SQL layer on top of a key value store was more scalable and more likely to cause us fewer problems down the line. We also like the fact that we don't need to worry about cross-shard transactions. And that's huge from an abstraction standpoint.
For TiDB's performance in production, initially we've seen some timeouts for one or two types of MySQL queries, but after adding the indexes after the switchover, the timeouts, we have observed the timeouts go down.
The business goal there is to not have to worry about the size of our database. I mean, we're a product team, we're not an infrastructure team. As a product team, like, our future plan is to hopefully do nothing with it we don't have to. Like, it just runs quietly and works, and then we don't worry about it. In terms of a future at Block, we are trying to sort of encourage other application teams to use it, because the hope is that if we get other application teams to use it, our infra teams will decide it's worthwhile to support it. So that's the hope is to eventually not have to manage ourselves.